And let's talk some real estate, man. We got to get some real estate information that goes down. Here's what we're going to talk about today. There are a lot of myths when it comes to real estate. Would you agree? I mean, there's like a lot of things that people think are so, but they're really not so.
Right.
You know, things that happen and they really ain't. So we're going to talk about today some pricing myths that you need to stop believing. Now that says don't stop believing.
Hey, it's all I can find. Okay?
That says don't stop believing.
I was tickled to death to do that.
So we're going today with pricing myths that you need to stop believing when you're selling your home. So there's some things that, again, just can't, they're not always true, so you don't need to believe them, right? You're coming right back in with this again, right? You're having way too much fun with this don't stop believing.
When you told me the title of this, I was like, okay, I'm going and getting Don't Stop Believing right now.
I got you. All right.
Facebook, don't shut us down, okay? We're just having a little fun here.
Yeah, don't shut us down. That's exactly right. So here's some pricing myths. Let's go. Here's number one. All right. And I think this is probably the biggest one, by the way. And again, total myth. But there's so many things that go into this, it's really hard to quantify this almost, really. So here's myth number one. You always make money when you sell a home. That is a myth.
That is a
big myth. Now, here's why we say that. Every home that's sold, no, you ain't going to make a big bunch of money.
Right.
At sometimes you ain't going to make a dollar.
Right.
Sometimes there are people that sell their homes and they actually pay somebody else, if you would have that, to buy their house.
Right. Yeah. That's a major myth. I mean, again, yes, most of the time the market does go up and allows you to make money, but a lot of times people just think that because, hey, I bought this house 6 months ago.
Right. That I can turn around and sell it and make money.
I'm going to turn around and make $20,000.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yes.
That's what I'm getting at. A lot of people look at real estate over a long term is the best investment in the entire world.
Yes.
You can't get anything better than that. But when you look at real estate, again, as these fix and flips, I mean, I can't tell you the people I saw buy a house that thinks, again, they've watched these shows on, TV and all that stuff, and they're all making, rich and driving these big cars and all that
Which always
stuff.
cracks me up because you get those people, and it's like you wonder what do those people that come on there do, like for a living, because they'll come on there to get them shows, and they're like, okay, our budget's, $2.5 million. You're like, what do they do?
Where'd you get $2.5 million at, right? To invest. So again, that's a myth that you always make money on the sale of your home. That's a myth.
Yes.
That's not true. Again, over the long term, you're probably going to do all right.
Right.
But the reason that that's a myth is because so many, again, different variables go into that. Again, if you just purchased your home on a no money down loan, a 30-year note, and you're trying to turn around and sell it in a month or two, it's going to be hard to make a dollar unless you just took that home from somebody. Then maybe you can do something. But again, you paid market price.
You paid market price.
It's probably not going to happen.
Right.
Now, the market does vary. There's varies there that go into that let you know that. But again, that's myth number one we want you to know, because you would be surprised at the people that come in and say, I'm going to buy this house. And again, it's not one that's, priced under market, but I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to turn around in a month, and I'm going to make enough money to retire on. Yeah. No, you're not.
No. Unfortunately, it don't usually happen.
It does not work that way.
That's a little bit
exactly
untrue.
Right. So that is myth number one. Again, we're talking about pricing myths that, again, you need to stop believing when you're going to be selling your home. Myth number one is that you always make money on the sale of your home. We hope you do.
Oh, yeah.
But that is a myth. What do you got for number two?
Number two, price your house high, and you're going to make some big money. How many times do you hear that let's just price it here to start with?
Right.
And maybe, we've said this before, it just takes that one.
To come by.
Is that one person to come
Cash
by.
deal.
That's right.
They ain't got to worry about no appraisal.
Right.
All of that stuff. They're going to pay me whatever I want.
Right.
It don't work.
That don't happen.
It's a myth.
And you don't realize how bad that hurts you.
Yes, that's exactly right.
That hurts you more than you know, because you're going to throw that big high price out there, and it's going to do a couple things. It's really going. If the other person is represented by a good agent, that good agent's going to come in and tell them, hey, this house is a little bit overpriced.
Right.
Being nice, it's a little bit overpriced. Okay.
Right.
So then you're going to have to start lowering that price, okay?
Right.
And then you get your most exposure. We tell a lot of people this. You're going to get the most exposure really probably within the first 12, 14 days.
Absolutely.
that it's on the market, okay?
Yeah. That's when it shows up new.
That's when it shows up
It's
new.
on all the websites.
Right.
That's when most people are going to see it is within the first 15 to 30 days.
Right. So when you come in just way out of the box,
yes,
you have really hurt
yourself up
yeah.
bad.
And then when you start lowering it,
right.
you start lowering it,
yes.
you start lowering it, people wonder about it.
What's wrong? That's
wrong
what
with
we
your
get
house?
asked.
Yeah.
Hey man, this house was listed at $500,000 and now they've lowered it down to $400,000. What is wrong with this house?
What is wrong with that thing?
And so then they come through with a fine-tooth comb and a home inspector on their back.
Right.
And they're like looking at everything because they just know something's wrong with this home.
It's got to be.
It had to be. It had to be that way.
Right.
Or this $100,000 price drop would have never happened. So again, that's just a myth. Pricing it up there. Again, if your home, a lot of people say, I'm going to overprice it because I'll lower it later. That's not a good. That's not a good thing.
That's not good thinking. No.
You got to remember, you're putting your house on the market to do one thing and one thing only. Sell it.
Sell it.
Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Sell it. You don't want to just put it on the market and people start walking through. That's not what you did that for. You're putting it on the market to get it sold. So again, price your house high, make big bucks, don't always work that way. I'll lower it later. People start thinking there's a problem when you do those things. So that's number 2. Here's number 3 is you can add the cost of any renovations that you make. You can add that cost onto the top price of your house.
Yeah.
No. Don't always work that way. Again, we look at people that say, all right, I'm going to go in here and I've got new roof and I got new windows and I got new floors and I got this, I got this, I got that. Well, they expect your house to have a roof on it.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
They don't expect it to leak.
No.
They expect the windows not to be busted out. Right. They expect the flooring to be pretty good. That's all. When they come into the house, they look at those things. They see that and say, okay, that's just what this house is supposed to have.
It's supposed to have it.
I'm not going to pay you any more because you got windows in your house.
Right. There's only one real way to add any value, and that's what?
Tell them that.
Square footage.
That's right.
That's the only
additions.
Additions. When you add more living space.
Now, let's clarify that.
Okay.
You can get value back of improvements that you make.
Yes.
But the likelihood of, again, you put
full value.
Yeah,
you're not getting full value.
It's not normally going to happen.
If you put $14,000 in the back deck, you're not going to be able to add $14,000 on your house.
Very unlikely.
Yes.
That's very unlikely. Now, you add a new bedroom.
Yeah.
Total brand new bedroom, more square footage. You put on a man cave. You put on a bonus room. Right. Now you're talking. Yes. Now you're getting to where you're going to add that. That's not a myth.
No.
That's the truth, because you're adding living space to your house, again, that you can get to, and you can add that value that goes, again, right on top of your home. Yeah. So, again, the myth is you can add the cost of any renovations you made onto the top. No, that's not true. Add space, and yes, you can. So what do you got for the next one?
Let's see here. A past appraisal will help you pinpoint the right price. Now, I'm going to say this is about 2 things, okay? About actual true appraisal, like if you go to refinance and they come out and they give you the appraisal cost on that. But I'm also going to go with tax appraisal.
Right.
Okay? Because a lot of people look at that.
Big time.
And they say, okay.
I'd say that's the number one thing people price their house.
Yes, because I think a lot that's public information.
Right.
So a lot of people look at that and say, I just had an appraisal done on my house and it come back at blank, blank, blank. And I'm like, that's the same number that's on the courthouse records for your tax appraisal.
Right.
That's a different, total
different thing.
So not saying that that's usually off, or
right.
I mean, it's never usually right, though. I would say that.
That's true.
It's never usually right.
That's a drive-by.
Yes.
That's a drive-by.
Did anybody come out and go through your house?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but even at that, an appraisal, most banks won't even take an appraisal that wasn't ordered from them.
Right.
If somebody's gonna buy your house,
right.
You can't say, well, I just had an appraisal done.
That's true.
Most of the time they won't even look at it. They want to do their own. And then even at that, with the changing of the market, how everything changes so fast,
right.
An appraisal looks at the current market.
Right now.
Right that day they done it.
Right now.
So it's usually only good for 60 days.
Right. I totally agree.
Yes, but
I totally agree.
But they know, the lenders know not to hold too much on that past appraisal.
Right. So again, why are we sitting here giving you this information? We want you to know these things, right? We want you to be prepared. We want you to, again, there's a lot of myths out there when it comes to pricing your house. And we see, again, our contest question today is how many homes have expired in the last 30 days in the Lakeway area board? A lot of homes expire because pricing mistakes are made.
That's right.
We want you to be aware of that.
We got a question.
All right. We got a question.
All right, yeah.
Here we go, man. Bringing the heat here
Amy's
today.
on some stuff today. I wish I could go back and find this other comment. I might see if I can about another question that she had. But so her question is, you got to pay attention to this.
Wow, I got to answer?
Yeah, you're going to.
You're the pro, man. I'm the host.
Listen to me. Is it good practice to rent your homes during lake season to find potential buyers?
I would say if you have a rental, all right, let's say you have a home to rent. Now, I wouldn't. The only thing I would say about renting your personal home out is you're gonna have to go somewhere.
You're gonna have to go somewhere.
Now, if that home is vacant and you want to get on like VRBO, somebody like that, put that house up. I know Kim, that's watching today, one of our agents here in our office, she has, let's give her a plug, right? Kim, put the name of this lake house on here. Might get you, there's a lot of out-of-staters here that come down here to vacation. You all want a nice lake house. Kim has a beautiful lake house here.
She's got two of them.
Got two of them.
Yeah.
She's got, and they're on VRBO. If you don't know what that is, go to VRBO.com.
That's right.
And you can rent there. You can rent there. I don't know what that means.
Vacation rentals by owner.
I have no idea.
I'm on this.
So let me get back to answering the question here. But if you want to put it on something like that, I would highly suggest you do that for two reasons. One, you're making money.
That's right.
Who wants to make the money? Anybody does, right? So one, you make money. Two is, you're exactly right. Someone may rent that house that they love it so much, they want that to be their forever house.
Right.
So it's kind of like the car. You know, you go to the car dealership and what do? You take the car for a test drive.
Right.
You sit in it, you try it out. You rule it in or you rule it out.
Amy says we would like to rent to see how we like the area.
Okay.
So yes.
Amy, Kim just put the name of her cabin on there.
What a view.
And it is nice.
Go to
VRBO and look up that cabin. It is very, very nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
So you will like that. So again, man, we're spreading deals everywhere. We're making deals on here now.
That's right.
We're making deals. Kim, you can take us to lunch later, but that's all right.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. So again, but that is a good question. I would do those things, right?
Oh, yeah.
So again, we talked about today the pricing myths that you need to be aware of when, again, you're selling your house, because there are a lot of myths that are out there.